I don't know if you're ready for this conversation because this is not for the weak at heart. This is not for the people that are used to getting an ego massage. This is not for any business owner, entrepreneur, or professional who is just looking to get by. This is for the real, raw people that want to build, grow, and scale. Today on Agents in the Trenches, not only am I bringing the mid year market review and update, but I'm going to be telling so many truths that even your own brokers, your own team leaders, your own leaders in real estate or in business or in whatever it is that you do are not willing to tell you. Why? Because it takes courage and care, my friends. Right now, we are living in a new world of business. It's no longer business as usual. And let me tell you something, just because you've been many years in real estate does not mean you are prepared for this new season and this new generation of business. There's thousands upon thousands of real estate agents out there that are lost in chaos, in a red ocean of competition with no true leadership. And just because you are leading others, does it really mean that you're helping them grow? Does it really mean that you're investing the best of the best that you can give them to help them grow, build, and scale? Well, we're going to find out today because we're going to go deep in this conversation. It is mid year, June 2026, and it is the best moment to reset. Whatever you've been doing, if you're not where you said you wanted to be, it's time to reset. Whatever you've done that is giving you some results, it's time to reset. And even if you've been hitting it out of the ballpark, there's still another level. So it's time to reset. So, welcome, guys, to Agents in the Trenches, the only weekly real estate industry driven, real raw realities podcast in all of not only Southwest Florida, but across the nation, where we talk about the real struggle. And let me tell you right now, there's some real struggles going on. So if you're watching live, go ahead and give me a hashtag live. I want everybody that is connected right now to give me a hashtag live in the comments. Blow up the comments. Tell me what city you're watching from. Tell me what you do, because this is not just for realtors. Real estate is not just for realtors. And go ahead and click share. Everyone needs to hear this conversation today, because today I have a special guest. I have someone that has been in real estate for many years, has done well, but now this person is ready to scale. And there's something that I must say to clarify today's conversation. Not only are we going to bring a state of the market, we're going to talk about what we see day in and day out happening in the real estate industry marketplace, which truly affects every other business, because real estate is a driving force of all economies. When the real estate market is thriving, everybody's doing good. When the real estate market is suffering, everybody's feeling the pain. And it's never going to change. Historically, it's been this way forever, because real estate is the vehicle that not only changes the most amount of lives around the world, around the planet, but real estate drives the economy, my friends. It is the driving force of economy. And right now, things are not looking that pretty. They're not looking that sexy. People were used to a very sexy, easy, glamorous market, and it is no longer that game in the field. But that doesn't mean that there's not opportunity. There's tons of opportunity for people that really want to take it to the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my guest, the one and only. You may recognize him when you see him. Let's bring our guest to the stage so that we can have a deep dive conversation about this market and about what it is that we are going to be seeing in the next month. So if my team could bring Gino Pringle to the stage. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Lucy. How you doing?
Good morning, Gino. Welcome to Agents in the Trenches. It's good to see you here.
Thank you. It's good to be here this morning.
Well, go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, right? Tell us the latest and greatest. Let's focus on, like they say at our Alliance Attractors every week, give us some wins. Tell us about some of those wins that Gino Pringle is currently having in this season, even though there's so many struggles. But give us some of those wins about you, what you're doing, and who you are.
Okay, well, my name is Gino Pringle. They call me the realtor with the yellow hat. I've been in real estate now going on 7 years. About this real estate market, it is different right now. Let me tell you. When I got in 2020, it was easy going. You know, there was like just laying around. Sales was every day. People was buying, people selling. But now today, you have to work for it. You have to work for it. And I will say thank you, you know, because you are my coach and my mentor, that today's time is you have to get with a mentor or coach or someone, because you can't do it out there by yourself. The way the market is going right now, it's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market. But if you don't have no guidance, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be in the same spot. And I tell a lot of people that when I came into the game over 6 years ago, it was teaching you just how to sell and buy. That's it. They didn't teach you how to deal with the problems that come along with it, because there was none. So they didn't have to teach you nothing. But now today, I'm meeting new agents and they're all saying, yeah, you know, my company wants me to do this, my company wants me to do that, but I'm not growing. And that's the part that is hurting the market right now. As far as me, I'm doing good. Actually, I will say it's God that's doing it, but I have been getting a couple buyers in actually this morning. Now I'm working mostly on the sellers, because buyers right now they're not hard to find, but the sellers are easier, because my specialty is for sale by owners. So I go out and I talk to the sellers, and right now I'm loving that market, because a lot of people are putting their house on the market because they're not sure if the market is going to go up or down. So the main thing for us as an agent, we have to get knowledge. Knowledge is the main key of real estate, and that's where I'm at right now.
Hey, Gino, I think we're having a little bit of difficulty. If my team can let us know if maybe your camera shut off, but I'm not able to see you.
You can't see me?
No, we're not able to see you.
Oh, I see you.
Let's see. Well,
you can't
we're
see
live,
me?
so we can always run into these little challenges. But I want to talk a little bit more about what you were saying. Can somebody in the, let's see here. I want to talk more about what you were, mentioning. Yeah, we can't see you, Gino. So you may have to go out and come back in. Guys, we have technical difficulties with our, so just go ahead and re-enter the studio.
Okay.
So that your camera will reset. But, one of the things that you're talking about is super important. And that's the fact that when realtors get used to an easy market, when realtors get used to just taking orders, meaning just, basically the buyer calls and says, here's what I want. And realtors are just able to go out there and find exactly what they want and just write up a contract and it closes easily. You're not really building the muscle. You're not building the know-how. You're not building the strength, the skills. And that's what we've been seeing for the last 10 years. So, all right, we got Gino back. Gino, can you see yourself on the screen?
Yes.
All right, so just keep an eye on yourself. If you go black, that means your camera's not working. So I'm glad you're back. All right. So I'm talking about what you mentioned. You mentioned, just because it's been years in real estate, a lot of realtors are feeling the struggle because they weren't properly trained. Well, here's the thing. First of all, Gino, we got to give responsibility where responsibility is due. When an agent gets their license, they come into the business with a lot of myths. Would you agree?
Yes.
One of those myths.
Listen, and I'm going to say this. The real estate school tells you, right? The school tells you, rule number one, when you go to a broker, Do not go to a broker that's in production because you won't get 100% of attention and growing. The school tells you that. So once you go to that real estate company to join them and the broker is in production, they're not going to say, oh, don't come, because I mean, they're going to still try to get you there. So they're already right there, you're being misled.
So let's talk about that for a little bit. So let's start bringing, this state of the market review is going to be about all the real raw realities. This is not going to be, like what we're used to getting from the National Association of Realtors, which is a bunch of statistics. I want to bring the truth. I want to bring, the enlightenment. So let's talk about those brokers that are competing against their own. Let's talk about those team leaders that are competing against their own. There's thousands upon thousands of real estate agents that, like I call it, are basically, hanging with the enemy because the stories are endless. Guys, you need to understand that if your broker or your team leader has an opportunity to go on a listing appointment and make $10,000, and you're calling or you're reaching out for one of those infamous, hey, you got a minute questions, right? Those you got a minute questions that most realtors, especially when they're getting started, have. I mean, let's be honest. Where do you think, Gino, the priority is going to go to? Is it going to go to the got a minute question with the agent that's, still in their early stages, their basic training? Or is it going to go to the listing appointment with the seller or with the buyer to make $10,000? Where do you think that priority is going to go with a competing broker or a competing team leader?
Listen, let's be honest. They say it's a money business. It's going towards the money, because that's another thing. That's a misinformation. Like I tell people, I've been to a lot of interviews with brokers that want to hire me, and the first thing they say is, "We're going to make a lot of money." Right there is misinformation, because they didn't tell you how you're going to make the money. They don't explain to you the blueprint of making the money. They just know your mind is stuck on money. They didn't say when you're going to get it or how you're going to get it. So that's misinformation that I've learned over the 6 years, that I tell them. Let me give you a good example. A new agent coming to the business right now, if they don't know someone that owns a home, how will they ever get to sell a home?
Right.
They got to know somebody. But if they go to a mentor, a coach, a real someone that's helping them grow, they will help them get that sale. And even if they got a referral off of it, you put the new agent first. You don't get that. You're not getting too many hand-to-hand trainings. And I won't speak on names and stuff of companies, but there's a company that's out here that has almost everything you need to go as a single agent. But my advice today is now pair up, team up, learn, because to me, a new agent does not have a chance against a 20-year-old veteran at getting a listing.
Right.
And if your broker don't go with you, I apologize, because this is what's going on now. It seems like the real estate is getting so hard, people are fighting for deals. And brokers are fighting for deals too. But they're not wanting to make their team grow to make them grow.
So number one, guys, you've got to reassess. That's why this is a mid-year market update. And the focus is to reset. When you reset something, right? First of all, I want everybody commenting. I want everybody asking your questions, because we're doing this for you. I want everyone sharing this live so that we can get this message out to as many people that need to hear it, because right now the market is suffering. Brokers are bleeding. Brokers are bleeding bad, because if the realtor is not closing deals, the broker is left holding the liability, the risk, all the overhead, all the issues, all the problems. And that's, we just touched on the disadvantages of working for or working with a broker or a team leader that is in competition with their own, right? But let's go ahead and put some Let's go ahead and
I hear,
let's put some responsibility on
I hear
the,
you.
you got some background noise there, Gino, and your camera went out again. So let's put some responsibility on the realtors, right? When we get into real estate, guys, you have to understand that this is a business. This is a business that you are running, and as a business, you must treat it with responsibility. You must treat it with, you know, a daily method of operating. You've got to treat it with, you know, the business plan that, okay, Gino, you're back. Can you see yourself? Can you unmute yourself? All right. We're having, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start this live again because we're having too much technical difficulties and I want this thing to flow. So guys, stay tuned. We're going to be right back in just a minute.